Good afternoon, it's Joe Weems. I wanted to talk about two things briefly this afternoon. The first is about Asha's organization. Asha's organization's mission is the mission of the Good Samaritan. That is to recognize one's neighbor who is in need and to try to address the needs of that neighbor. Specifically, we work with immigrants. Imagine yourself all of a sudden in a completely different country, different language, different laws, different customs, and you need somebody to help you with all those things. That's what Asha tries to do, to help people with language, to help them with culture, help them with housing, help them get a job so they can be self-supporting, all the things that they need. And I wanted to talk with you a little bit about what I do personally with Asha's. I work as a civil surgeon. That takes a little bit of an explanation. In the government, most professionals, particularly medical professionals, are called surgeons. And I'm a civil surgeon because I am not an employee of the government. I work outside of the government. And in order to be a civil surgeon, you do have to register with the government, and I have done that. And because I am registered as a civil surgeon, I can do for immigrants what the government requires in order for them to advance to personal residency in the United States, which is to get a green card. They're required to have an I-693 examination, medical examination, and that is what I do for the folks. The purpose of the examination basically is to ensure that the immigrants do not have any disease which could threaten the population, specifically tuberculosis, but other infectious diseases, and also to ensure, as far as possible, that the immigrant will not be a burden on the society. So I see the folks and try to make them feel comfortable and welcome in this country. I talk with them a little bit and ask them if they have ever been in the hospital. Some of these stories are quite astounding. One man from Cuba whom I spoke to, I asked, he appeared to be a construction worker in his mid-30s, and I asked him if he had ever been in the hospital. And when I asked him that, he just looked stricken. And he had only been in this country about a year or so. So I asked him which country he was hospitalized, and he said, in the United States. And I was puzzled and said, you know, did something happen at work? And he said, no. I was in a boat from Cuba on the way to the United States with 18 other people. The boat sank. 17 people died, and I was picked up by a helicopter on the third day of floating around in the Caribbean Ocean. And I was hospitalized for exposure, dehydration, sunburn, and various other things. And since then, he has recovered from that. But the stories that people have are getting to get to the United States are just astonishing. I've been doing this work now for about almost 10 years, I think. I really enjoy it. I look forward to the weekly time that I spend here. I enjoy time with the immigrants themselves and with the staff, because the staff here, both the employed staff and the volunteers, are completely committed to Asha's mission of helping out our neighbors in need. Thank you. One thing I did want to mention is that I am able to do these examinations without charging the immigrants for this professional part of my work. The organization, of course, has to charge something in order to keep all the records, but I do not charge any professional fee for the examination. And particularly for a large family, that may save them several thousands of dollars, because the fees, I think, generally in a physician's office will be somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 or $500.